Me too.
I got it.
He separates. He's to the 20, to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown, Florida State. Warwick got up third down.
Winky wants to throw the knockout punch to Warwick. Warwick open. Touchdown. He does a touchdown. He did catch it. Touchdown, Florida State. Oh, Peter Warwick, how'd you do that? Kermit Whitfield to the left side. A hole to the 30. Kermit Whitfield 30 to the 20. 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, FSU. Kermit Whitfield, a 100-yard touchdown. Here's the snap. Winston rolling right. Throws the pass on the other. It's caught. It's caught. It's caught. Touchdown, FSU. Kelvin Benjamin.
We're doing it for everybody. We're doing it big all over the country, all over the world. And I'm proud. I'm proud to say I'm a Florida State Seminole.
This is the Garnet and Old Podcast with your hosts, Ryan Eastman and Vince Ciccarelli.
Hello, everyone out there. We thought there might be some big information coming out on Friday. We knew that the meeting was happening on Friday morning, so we did a little Garnet and Old magic, getting some recorded content. Because and I'm telling you this, if you're watching this, the Stanford, SMU, and Cal have joined the ACC. And Vince, if you know, we're saying this with all due respect to those schools. There's nothing wrong with those schools, but they don't add any value as far as what Florida State is looking for to keep us in the conference. So, knee-jerk reaction, just disappointing, because I really thought that we had the votes to keep that from happening, but NC State, likely being the one that basically cost us this situation and allowing this to happen. What is your knee-jerk reaction?
I mean, the knee-jerk reaction for me is that I'm shocked, right? I'm shocked that somebody caved on that. And it's got to be a school that is okay with the status quo or barely above the status quo.
Yeah.
For a fact that Florida State was not the school to vote yes. For a fact that Clemson was not the school. Other than that, it's kind of a toss-up on who turned rat. Whatever verbiage you want to use. I was on the phone last night with one of our peeps with your college sports connection. Nathan Bomber called me last night saying, "Hey man, what's going on with this?" And I said, I mean, it's not going to happen. And I'm going to be wrong, right? I'm going to be wrong about that, and that's okay.
Yeah.
I didn't believe that it could happen without any kind of real major change in the revenue. Now, we don't know what the exact details are yet. So maybe there is something significant that comes out of this. But I would be shocked. I can't imagine that the people in Tallahassee, at Clemson, possibly in Chapel Hill, possibly in Coral Gables, I can't imagine that those folks are happy with what's going on. And here we are again, Ryan, with a team, with a program that has no vested interest in the Atlantic Coast Conference, causing turmoil. Notre Dame, the sooner we are able to cut ties with that scenario, the better.
Yeah. I mean, Notre Dame's not even going to be a full conference member still.
I mean, you can see the disappointment in my face, right?
Yeah, we were, with this information coming out hot and heavy, getting texts over, throughout the afternoon on Thursday. And then, you said he spoke with Nathan Bomber Brown, and it's just one of those things I really believed that NC State would stay firm, because I do think they have a pretty valuable brand to offer other conferences, specifically maybe the Big 12. But at the end of the day, Vince, this really doesn't change anything for Florida State. In fact, some believe that for Florida State and Clemson, that this could expedite an announcement of, getting out of the conference, challenging the grant of rights sooner rather than later, because Clemson and Florida State were hard nosed on this signing, right? I mean, it doesn't change anything for the Noles.
No, I don't think it does. There was already momentum to get out, and that's still going to happen. I don't know enough about the detail of how that complicates things, right?
Yeah,
So, or complicates it further. Um,
yeah,
it's just it's not in my opinion, not a smart move holistically. The conference is what it is. What it is. It's never going to be more than what it is.
hmm
So adding more ingredients to the stew that's already, getting moldy
yeah,
is not going to take the mold away.
yeah,
Um, so it's just frustrating. But again, like we say all the time, there's stuff going on behind the scenes we're not always privy to. And
yeah.
so is there benefit out of this, in the short term? I don't know. But I don't know that it changes the trajectory of what Florida State and Clemson are going to do.
I think it might um, make it actually a better case for Florida State and Clemson to challenge the grant of rights, because before it was, well, you guys, got on board and signed. That's the big argument is that, begrudgingly or not, Florida State signed the grant of rights, right? And did that in good faith back, years ago. But with Florida State and Clemson being a no, you wonder if it might help them in a legal battle sense to challenge the grant of rights later. Now knowing that they were not for this move, and I mean, I'm not a legal expert, but I wonder if there might be some kind of legal aid that this brings Florida State and Clemson.
Yeah, I mean the deal is that they whatever comes about in the courts, they're going to be able to look back on this and say, we wanted no part of that. We told them we wanted no part of that. We voted to have no part in that. So yeah, I think there's a little bit of foundational work there that could be beneficial. Um, it's again, it's just frustrating, and I'm shocked. I'm still shocked by it.
Yeah, so let's think this through. What do you think NC State's motivation here is?
Who knows, man? Who knows? I mean, there are schools in the conference that are again happy with the way things are, and probably would be happy with even things being worse than they are in terms of money, because they're not wanting to
Yeah,
um, to put forth the resources to do what they need to do. And then there are schools that are maybe not Florida State and Clemson, that are kind of maybe a step below that, right? And maybe a little bit more money to them is great.
yeah. Hey, I guess at the end of the day, you know, we got this wrong. We both, really thought that this would be a no, and it happens, and that's okay, because like anything else, we hear things, we hear chatter indicating that something is or is not happening, and then all it takes is one school to change everything instantaneously. And I think if this had been, they were 3 votes away, like three, like they had to get 3 votes to get a yes, then that would have been different. But we were always a little nervous because it was only one.
It
One's
was
a
only one.
precarious number. It reminds me of, for those of you who watched Succession, you're in a board vote, the final vote to make something happen, to provide a new CEO or a new initiative, or to sell the company or not sell a company. And when it's down to one really ranking vote, you're going to be nervous, because all it takes is someone waking up that day and deciding, to burn the place down. So
Sure.
at
Not
the
only
end,
that,
yeah,
it only takes one vote for that for a someone that's got some sway to sweeten the pot. I'm not saying this happened, but to sweeten the pot specifically for that institution. And it's
yeah,
every man for themselves at that point.
yeah,
I again, we're not in the room. I would be interested to know. Eventually, it may come out, right?
yeah. The details,
On
yeah,
on the details on what caused a swing of that vote. Um, it's again, the ACC is fractured.
hmm
This is another example of it being fractured. make no mistake about it. We have a school that was voting no all along, and all of a sudden they're going to vote yes. Something changes there. And that is, if they think it's the best thing for them, whatever. I mean, Florida State has gone on record saying we're going to do what's best for us, and that's what schools should do. But there's some kind of deal behind the scenes here. I think we don't know about.
Sure, and I will be excited. We'll cover, when those details come fully out on our normal scheduled show next Thursday. We just wanted to give everyone, with this news coming out and details potentially coming out soon, we want to give everyone a chance to kind of hear what we have to say on it. No matter what, Vince, we both agree before we sign off, doesn't change anything for the Noles. We're getting out of the conference.
Yeah, not at all. It's a matter of when. It's just a matter of when.
Yep. All right. Well, this has been a special edition of Garnet and Old. We hope all of you have a fantastic weekend. Go FSU against LSU, and then we will speak to all of you about this situation more next Thursday. Have a great day. Garnet and Old, no inside info, no contacts, no problem.
Go Noles.
Go Noles.